that... Who was that? It was me. Maya? Is something wrong? Do you need to use the facilities? No, I do not. Lotta Hart, your testimony stinks. It's unclear whether you are actually looking at the lake. It's highly doubtful you actually saw Mr. Edgeworth. Tell us the truth. This is a matter of life or death. Lotta! Did you really clearly see Mr. Edgeworth that night? Did you see him fire the gun? You will stand down. The court does not acknowledge the defense outburst. Answer me, Lotta. What's the big idea treating me like some kind of criminal? I swear, I saw Edgeworth. Enough. Judge, declare the defense in court, in contempt of court. Yes, of course. I'm sorry, but you were warned. Guard, escort Mr. Wright out of the courtroom. He is in contempt of court and must leave. No! No! Wait! I was the one who made the outburst, Your Honor. Nick is innocent. Ha! What's the difference? All that remains is for the guilty verdict to be declared. Isn't that right, Mr. Phoenix Wright? Wrong! What? Did you hear what Miss Hart just said? She said she clearly saw Mr. Edgeworth. That was not in the testimony. That changes her testimony, and I have a right to cross-examine her again. Order! 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 You're in contempt of court. It's too late for wild claims. Judge, sustain my objection. I'm sorry, Mr. Von Kalmer, but I cannot. What?! Miss Lotta Hart has made a new testimony. The defense does have a right to cross-examine her again. But he is in contempt of court! No, I am! If you're going to arrest someone, arrest me! Very well. Maya Fey, you will leave the courtroom immediately. Nick, I did what I could. You have to do the rest. Good luck. Maya! I cannot for your melodrama. Listen well, Mr. Wright. I do not tolerate badgering of my witness. I'm running out of time. I'd better find a contradiction in here or else. Mr. Wright, begin your cross-examination. The last statement. I saw clear as day the man that boat was Mr. Edgeworth. Well, what about the other man? You cannot expect to be allowed to blatantly ignore your promise, Mr. Wright. I believe you claimed there was a contradiction in the witness's testimony. Well, find it. If you can. Right, I'll have to assign you a pen. Ow! That's it. Don't know if I can find anything in that, but I just can't squander her efforts either. Got you. Got you, Miss Hurt, finally. What? You got what? Look at this photograph. The photo I took. The very same. There's something I want you to see in this photo. It's quite clearly visible. The fog, Miss Hart. So? This picture was taken with professional high-quality film, correct? Yet even it could not capture the face of the men on the boat. Yet, you claim you saw Mr. Edgeworth. How? What? Mr. Wright has a point. That's why I told her not to say that in her testimony, please! Yet now she has said it, Mr. Von Kalmer. How could you possibly see Mr. Edgeworth? Explain yourself! Miss Hart? What? Could you see the defendant that night? Of course I said I could, and I meant I could. Then please... Gah! I've been shot! Why are they doing fireworks? Then please testify as to the circumstance of your sighting. God dang it, fireworks. I did it. I finally found a hole in Von Kalmer's carefully vague testimony. You're right. It was a cold night and the fog was thick as grit. So once I finished setting up my camera, I got back in my car. Still, I brought my binoculars with me. Then I heard a noise on the lake. I looked with my binoculars. See, no problem. You used binoculars. Very well. You may begin your cross-examination, Mr. Wright. The fun better be good. It was cold, and the mist was thick as grit. So, how could you have seen Mr. Edgeworth? Just hold your horses for a second. Yeah, hasty Yankee types never find a girl where I'm from. Defense attorneys have trouble with that, as it is. Nobody loves me. Poor guy. So once I finished setting up the camera, I got back in the car. Your camera? Yeah. It's got an automatic. The issue we're concerned here is Mr. Hart seeing Mr. Edgeworth. The camera has nothing to do with this at all. Objection sustained. He's not letting her answer any of my questions. Still, I brought my binoculars with me. Binoculars. Yep, binoculars. Yesterday you mentioned that you were looking for shooting stars, correct? Well, yeah. Wouldn't you need a telescope, not binoculars for that? I got doubts all about your camera, too. Was that really to take pictures of meteor showers? The camera is irrelevant to this case. You can't say that for certain. Mr. Wright, is the camera really relevant to this case? If you believe it is, you may continue with this line of questioning. But know this, if you find nothing wrong with this, there will be consequences. Well, Mr. Wright, do you wish to press yes? This is make it or break it time. The camera is utmost important, Your Honor. It is perhaps the key to this entire case. Therefore, I will continue my line of questioning. Wow, maybe I went a little overboard there. Very well, Miss Hart. You will testify to the court about the camera. Yeah, I hear ya. The camera was set up to take pictures of a meteor shower. Miss Hart, what made you choose that lake to photograph meteors? You know the fog gets thick on that lake. It's not very suited for stargazing. Yeah, well, you see, I guess I wasn't thinking too straight, huh? Mr. Wright, I will not have you badgering my witness because of her challenged intellect. Now, wait a minute. Continue your testimony. You were saying how it was you who saw Mr. Edgeworth? No unnecessary comments, please. The noise on the lake I looked at with my binoculars. If there was a heavy fog, how would binoculars change that at all? What do you mean? Binoculars can't see through fog, but you say you clearly saw him? I did, yeah. Enough! There is no room for doubt in her testimony. She sounded pretty doubtful to me, but I have to find a clear contradiction first. I don't care. Okay. I'm gonna say just because I'm overly paranoid, but I'm pretty sure I used the camera on this one because of the fact it's going for sound and she's using a meteor shower. You are photographing shooting stars. That's a lie. Say, says who? I saw the camera you set up yesterday. It was pointed directly at the lake. You have to point a camera upwards to take photos of the stars, Miss Hart. Ugh. Mr. Wright, what are you driving at? The witness was not at the lake to photograph shooting stars, Your Honor. Well then, what exactly was she photographing? Your Honor, take a look at this. What was Miss Hart trying to photograph at the lake? Article about a monster sighting at Gourd Lake. Miss Hart, this is what you were trying to photograph. What's this? A newspaper article? Gordy? Ah, the sighting at Gourd Lake. Well, Miss Hart. I never heard of no lake monster. You got proof or something? Let's see you prove that I was down at the lake trying to get photos. It's your camera. I have it. Proof. Very well, let's see it. And no joking around this time, please. What proof do you have that the witness was trying to take photographs of Gordy at the lake? The proof, Miss Hart, is your own camera. Your camera was set to take photos in response to loud noises, correct? Thus, this photograph here was taken when the gun fired at the lake. And here's the article about Gordy. According to this article, Gordy made a loud noise when it emerged. Well, you were trying to photograph Gordy, weren't you? That's why you set your camera to respond to loud noises. Order! Order! I see. I too thought it was a little strange. Yeah, sure. Well, Miss Hart, you were camping there to try and take a photo of Gordy, weren't you? Yeah. Not bad. You lawyers that smart? So, smart boy, I was down there taking a photo of the Gertie. You got me. So what? Huh? That didn't change what I saw, does it? Exactly. What you just used several precious minutes of our time to prove is nothing more than that the witness is an idiot who thinks monsters exist. Hey! But, as she so succulently said, so what? It changes nothing. Not true. You are hiding the whole thing about Gordy for some reason, I know it. But what could have it been? Whatever it is, I'm getting to the bottom of this. Miss Hart, why did you hide this fact that you were searching for Gordy from the court? Please advise your testimony. Right. Fine, I'll testify. It won't change nothing, though. Something will change, it has to. And I'm going to spot it. Actually, I'm not a researcher or a student at the university. I'm an investigative reporter. Imagine what a skip it would have been if I got a picture of that monster. That's why I was camping out by the lake. But that's all I was hiding. When I heard the bang, I looked straight out at the lake. There wasn't much else to look at, so I just watched the boat that whole time. Then I saw a flash near one of the men's hands, and I heard another gunshot. I was looking right at the boat the whole time. Cross my heart and hope to fry. Very well. Mr. Wright, you may cross-examine the witness. The witness's testimony is unchanged from before. Whether she is a research student or a photographer has no bearing on this case. There is no need to waste more of our time with another pointless cross-examination. I declaim the defense's right to cross-examination the witness, Your Honor. Von Kamm was up to something and I know it. He doesn't want me to cross-examine her because why was there a contradiction? Why was there a contradiction? Very well, you may begin the cross-examination. You seem sure of yourself. You must have something in mind. Ha! That would be a first. Haha, very funny. You understand that this is your last chance at a cross-examination, Mr. Wright. If there is no problem with the testimony this time, we will let the witness leave. I will announce my verdict at that time, Mr. Wright. Understood. Yes, Your Honor. Okay, I guess it's probably best to save, just to be safe. Let's see, what was that? A photographer. Magic escaped, we got the monster, that's why I was camping at the lake. But that was all I was hiding. When I heard the bang, I looked straight out at the lake. There wasn't much out there to look at, so I watched the boat that whole time. Then I saw a flash near one of the men's hands and heard another gunshot. Was there nothing on the lake but the boat at that time? Huh? Wait, so you're thinking maybe the shot was from another place? I don't think so, nope. The lake was smooth as glass and nobody on the shore either. I'm gonna find some sort of contradiction. Won't be able to beat Von Kamm in any other way. There has to be something. I heard the bang. Yeah, because there's two bangs. Exactly what sort of sound was it? Well, I never heard one before, so I can't say for sure, but it sounded like a gunshot. It was a lot sharper sound than I would have expected. There wasn't much else to look at that, so I looked at both the whole time. There wasn't much else to look at. Yep. I don't know. If she heard a bang and she thought Gordy was there, I kind of doubt she'd waste any time looking at a boat. What? What did I do now? What are you giving me that look for? Definitely suspicious. Maybe it's time for some evidence. Witness, continue. Hold ya, hush puppies. Pop something getting there. Then I saw a flash near one of the men's hands and heard another gunshot. I'm gonna take a bit of a gamble and say the Gordy poster again, because she was looking for Gordy. Miss Hort, were you really looking at that boat? What's with you? 'Cause I was looking at it. It was the only thing out there. Any normal person be looking at it. I agree, any normal person would. But you are far from normal. What? Y'all stepping over here and say that. You were camping at the lake to take a photo of Gertie. Think about it. What would you do if you heard a loud noise? You'd be scanning the lake for any signs of Gertie, that's what. You wouldn't give the boat a second thought. Order! Continue, Mr. Wright. You testified that you were watching the boat through binoculars. However, you wouldn't need binoculars to watch that boat. You need them to search for Gertie, and that's what you were doing. Well? Well, now that you mention it, I did sort of take my binoculars and kind of scan the lake a bit. I mean, Gertie might be out there and all. Miss Hort, are you saying that you were not watching the boat then? Sorry, y'all. I wasn't fibbing, really. I thought, I could be a witness to a murder and all. I kinda got excited. I wasn't sure I was watching that boat till now. This is totally uncalled for. But hey, you got the photograph, you got proof. Still, we can't see who's shooting who in this. Right. That's why I took this photo and... Witness, that's enough. You've had a long day. Shut your pie hole. Shut my what? What was she going to say? She took the photo and what? Wait a second. She even had a photograph to prove it. But you really can't tell who's from the photo from who's shooting. Well, she said she's going to enlarge the photo. She said it'll drop the quality it might, but it should let us see who's who. She enlarged the photo. Why won't Von Karma show it? I've got a hunch. I bet that enlarged photo shows something bad for Von Karma. This is my chance. If I'm wrong, though, it'll mean prison for Edgeworth, or worse. Make her show the enlargement. Miss Hort, look at this photograph. You enlarged this photograph, did you not? Yeah, I did. Why has that enlargement not been presented to the court? Because it does not exist. What are y'all talking about? You're the one who told me not to show in the code in the first place, you old fool. We're making him look bad. What is the meaning of this, Mr. Onkarma? Miss Hort, show us the photo to the court. Show us the enlargement. The prosecution objects to the submission of evidence. Objection denied. The witness will show the enlargement to the court. Here it is. We still can't see who is firing in this. It could be the defendant. Or maybe it's not. Regardless, I'll accept this as evidence. Happy now, Mr. Wright? There has to be something. You asked for the enlargement. You got the enlargement. And little good it has done for any of us. That's why I requested not to show it. Suppose this means that the cross-examination is over, obviously. Then I would like to close the cross-examination of Miss Lutter Hort. And none too soon. That was a flagrant waste of my time. Miss Von Karma, do you have anything to add? I stated everything I needed to when this trial began. Decisive evidence. A decisive witness. And what else could possibly be required? Nothing, of course. Then I believe it is time for me to declare my verdict. Wait, it's not supposed to go like this! There has to be a clue in this photo somewhere! This is bad, real bad. What should I do? I need to show out the fact that the puzzle is left-handed. I just don't know if it's the first one or the second one. I'm gonna say it's show evidence. Wait! Your Honor, this evidence! I believe we have spent enough time talking about evidence. Indeed. We've heard opinions on every piece of evidence but this enlargement. I see no point in retracting our steps. Is it bad? Okay. Your Honor, there is something decisively strange. Decidingly strange with this enlargement. What might that be? Mr. Wright, you will show the court what you mean. What is strange? What about this photo is strange? Okay, here goes nothing. What's strange is that the guy is left-handed. Here, Your Honor. The shooter? I'm not sure I understand. What about the shooter is strange? Look at the hand holding the pistol, Your Honor. The hand? That hand directly contradicts another piece of evidence. This man's left hand does what? Let me show you. I'll show the evidence the left hand contradicts. The evidence is clear. The man in this photograph is holding the pistol in his left hand. However, the prints on the murder weapon were from Edwards' right hand. Ergo, the man shooting the pistol in this photograph is not Mr. Edgeworth. Now that everyone in the courtroom has quieted down, I would like to reconvene this court of law. Mr. Wright. Yes, Your Honor. You have given us definitive proof today. We now know that it was not Mr. Edgeworth who fired the pistol that night. However, this leaves us with a rather large problem. If Mr. Edgeworth did not do it, then who shot our victim? Precisely. As we have seen, there were no other people on the lake that night. Who but the defendant could have shot the victim? Miss Hart, the victim himself, Larry. Well, couldn't be the victim, because we can actually see the photo. They don't know who Larry is, but Miss Hart could technically have done it. Who else but the witness, Miss Lutter Hart? What? Do you have proof of this? Proof, Smoof. Always what's the proof? Oh, wait, I do need proof, don't I? Mr. Wright, I'll have you remember this is a court of law. Uh-oh, the judge is mad. Let me ask again. I just keep saving because I just don't want to, like, have to go back. There's only one explanation remaining. The man who shot the victim was none other than the victim himself. Order! So you're saying that the victim committed suicide? Yes, Your Honor. I can think of no other explanation. Indeed, that does seem to be the only remaining option. I'm so very, very sorry, Mr. Wright, but suicide is out of the question. What? An examination of the victim's wounds revealed the distance at which he was shot. The distance? The victim was clearly shot from further than a meter away. A meter? That's 3 feet! There is no way it could have been a suicide. Order! Order! Mr. Von Kammer, are you sure about the accuracy of your data? Of course. I have always considered the possibility of suicide, you see. I see. Very well, allow me to state my opinion. Considering the situation, the shooter had to be the defendant, Mr. Edgeworth. However, the prints on the gun reveal that the shooter was not Mr. Edgeworth. This is a conundrum. Therefore, I would like to suspend proceedings for the trial for the day. The court orders the defense and the prosecution to further investigate this matter. Understood. Yes, Your Honor. That is all. This court is adjourned. Oh, that took a couple hours in game. It's already 1:15. That was a close one. Hey, don't you have anything to say? No. I have nothing. I have yet to be declared innocent, right? Well, yeah, but... what happened out there on the lake anyways? If he didn't commit suicide, then who? The shooter was about a meter away, too! What? Don't give me that look! I did not kill him! I was just kidding around. Look. I'm gonna go check on Maya. Oh. Right. What? Tell her something for me. What? Tell her to watch what she says in court. That is all. When it carried to this state how you really feel with a thanks, Edgeworth. I reconditioned a transcript of Lotta's entire testimony. I thought it might give me some ammunition for the trial tomorrow. Of course, she didn't see the shooter, so the only part of her testimony that stood was the bang she heard. She heard 2 sounds like gunshots just after midnight. Oh, thank goodness. Again, my throat is like dying on me, and this is another almost hour-long piece. Okay, but we'll go continue with Day 2's investigation tomorrow, if not some other time. Whew, boy.